communities and community helpers and wants and needs, and then they came up with how they could help people meet their needs that didn't have enough money maybe to buy what they needed.
That's great. What are community helpers and what can we do to help the members of society?
Okay, so what we did with our students is we came up with a question over here: how can we help our community provide for the needs of others? So in kindergarten, we had to teach them what a community was first. So over on this side, you'll see we taught them that there's different types of communities. We have rural communities and suburban communities, and then what we call the city or urban communities. So once they knew what communities were, we moved them over this way, and we talked about the things you would find in a community, just so that they understand what they are. We talked about the kinds of buildings and vehicles you might see in your community, and then they created some community buildings and homes, because we live in communities too. So that way they knew what was in a community. And then we brought them over here and we taught them who our community helpers are. And they created some of the community helpers once they brainstormed people that were in our community that would help us. So that way they learned who community helpers are. And then we brought them over here and they learned about what are our wants versus our needs. So that way they would understand the difference between what a want is and what a need is. And then we talked about, and over here, and we're not quite finished, but we decided, okay, so there's people in our community that need help. Who in our community could we help? And they created a tally chart, and we decided that our nurse one got the most tally marks for our school community, and then we talked about that we could help kids that were in need, and we could help animals in an animal shelter. And so we picked those, and then we talked about food is one of our needs. So you could buy food at different locations, so we help a food pantry. So that answered their question when they were brainstorming, who can we help? And so then we said, well, let's look over here. Now that we know who can we help, how can we do that? So the class came up with, well, we could help by buying things for people who don't already have enough items. So they brainstorm ideas for a food pantry, the school nurse, the balloon closet, and the animal shelter. And then while we're ending our exhibition night is we're going to have a donation stand. It's not in here yet, but they have been creating donation boxes, and we're going to ask everyone in our school community to bring in some of these donations when they come in for exhibition night, and we will add them to our boxes.
Where will the donation boxes be located, and what items can our LTCS family bring in to help out?
Okay, we are actually creating flyers, which will go home in your Tuesday folders this week, and it will have some of these items on the flyer so that you will know what you can bring. And when you enter, this is the first hallway you'll come in for exhibition night. So once you come down the hallway, we will actually end up right here at the end, and we will have a donation stand set up right here. And if you look around the corner, here's some of the boxes the kids have already created that will be sitting out here for you to place the donations in.
Thank you, Ms. Van Duntz, for your time, and thank you for bringing awareness to these awesome organizations in our community.
Absolutely, we're happy to do so.
Stay tuned for more info about the products and all the others by checking out our social media accounts. And don't forget to stay tuned.